December 16, Day of Independence, has brought Kazakhstan to a new level. It has been 28 years since the country gained its sovereignty. Kazakhstan became a secular state with the consolidation of its territories and borders. Following the global leadership, Kazakhstan has become a progressive developing country that creates its own success stories. Independence has opened the path to a new era that is full of spiritual values, history, and the rich legacy of the people. Our independence is directly connected to the first president. However, Kazakhstan has embarked on the path of development due to the policies introduced by the first president. Special halls at the National Museum introduce visitors to the country's achievements since its formation as an independent country. The exposition includes photographs, various materials, and graphic display. The main museum of the country aims to convey the notion of sovereignty to everyone. So many exhibits are kept at the museum, and all of the items have one same theme, which is the past and the story of the struggle before the day of independence. The first gift of independence is you and I, who represent the Kazakh nation. This gift is not only for us to be proud of being an independent Kazakh, but also to remember and rethink about the past. The museum plays a significant role in the upbringing of patriotic and valuable generation. The new generation comes to witness the main accomplishments of independence and then to think of their own contribution to building a bright future. Independence has given me the opportunity to choose my own way of life. I have achieved success in my studies because of the independence. Independence is a homeland for me. The homeland begins with a family. Firstly, independence has allowed me to express my thoughts freely, to keep and practice the traditions of my ancestors, and to preserve my language. Independence has laid the path to high-quality education. From the very first days of independence, Kazakhstan has become a very important partner of the European Union. The EU and Kazakhstan are building even stronger and mutually beneficial cooperation, which benefits implementation of the new EU strategy for Central Asia. This was announced in Brussels by EU Special Representative for Central Asia, Peter Burian, when he was congratulating the country on its Independence Day.
I want to wish our Kazakh friends many years of prosperity, and actually I wish them to achieve a very ambitious goal by 2050 to become one of the 30 most developed countries. This ambition is achievable if and when this reform process will continue with a new speed. And I'm pleased to know that President Tokayev reconfirmed this commitment to reforms, to modernization, to transformation, and building really a very strong society.
The leadership of the Armenia's foreign ministry also noted on the significant success of Kazakhstan, which spans for 28 years. The Armenian deputy foreign minister Shavarsh Kocharyan said that Kazakhstan has also achieved success in establishing economic cooperation and increasing trade value with Armenia. Last year, trade reached $13 million. Today, the two countries plan to expand partnerships in all areas.
Многими вопросами, конечно, выделяется тот путь, который прошел Казахстан. Свидетельством этому является несколько обстоятельств.
Kazakhstan's development path is distinct in terms of many aspects. The country's international authority and in what ways its economy and global ideas that defined Kazakhstan can serve as evidence. Now we are members of the EAEU, which was established by the first president of Kazakhstan, Nursultan Abishevich. Today the members cooperate at various platforms. There is a possibility of the new starting point for cooperation. This can be evidenced by mutual visits of the highest level and the plans for next year. I wish the people and the leadership of Kazakhstan success in many endeavors.
Взаимные визиты самого высокого уровня и то, что намечается на следующий год. Желаю народу Казахстана, руководству Казахстана всяческих успехов.
Turkey hosted a celebration of Kazakhstan's Independence Day. Famous public figures, scientists, diplomats, representatives of Kazakh diaspora, and Kazakh students studying in Turkish universities attended the gala evening in Ankara. Visitors of the event highlighted Kazakhstan's achievements
Kazakistan yüksek orta refah düzeyine ulaşmış ve Birleşmiş
Independence is the most valuable treasure, a centuries-long fight of our ancestors for freedom, and a great responsibility of future generations. Turkey has been supporting Kazakhstan since the latter gained its sovereignty. Kazakhstan has been supportive towards Turkey as well.
Türkiye, Kazakistan'ın bağımsızlığını tanıyan
Turkey has been proud of being the first country to recognize Kazakhstan's independence. Cooperation between our countries is strengthening step by step. The next step will be a goal set by our presidents, which is to achieve the trade value of 10 billion US dollars. The Speaker of the Grand National Assembly of Turkey, Mustafa Şentop, and Kazakh ambassador to Turkey, Abzal Saparbekolo, were awarded with Nursultan Nazarbayev's award for revival of the Turkic world. Concerts and entertainment events were organized not only in Ankara but also in other cities of Turkey as well.
Konseri izliyoruz. Devam ediyor hala. Çok güzel.
I would like to thank all people who presented us a festive mood of this unforgettable event. I was impressed by the sound of dombra.
Çok değerli sanatçılar var. İsimlerini daha önceden takip ediyorduk zaten.
Ben de zaten Kazakistan'da doğdum. Ben de çok heyecanlıyım.
I was born in Kazakhstan, but my family relocated many years ago. This event reminded of my childhood. I felt home again. Within 25 years of cooperation, the Asian Development Bank has invested nearly 6 billion US dollars in Kazakhstan. The country used the investments as loans and technical assistance grants in sectors such as agriculture, irrigation, finance, transport, energy, and others. Today, the cooperation of the Financial Institute with Kazakhstan continues. Priority is given to programs and projects on development of the infrastructure, promotion of innovations, implementation of the environmental standards, usage of the potential of renewable energy resources, and others. Representatives of the Asian Development Bank said that over the years of independence, Kazakhstan is the largest economy in Central Asia.
That is also in the nature of Kazakhstan, is always on the front line of many developments, also in terms of reforms, in terms of progress being made in different areas. Kazakhstan has been the one leading in the region. One example I could provide of developments which has been happening over the past few years is the leadership that Kazakhstan is taking with Sustainable Development Goals. This year in November, we organized together with the government and UNDP the first regional summit in support of Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and focused in particular on identifying financing aspects and issues and needs of Kazakhstan and regional countries.
The European Union will allocate 5 million euros for the Investment Development Programme in Central Asia. Experts said that to date, the region has a great potential to attract foreign capital. The business climate is improving. Reforms are being systematically introduced to facilitate the business environment, as well as legislative support is provided in the Central Asian countries. As a result of the EU programme, the Central Asian countries are expected to improve their ratings on various OECD indicators. Firstly, our work in the OECD is focused on the development of the private sector, especially on entrepreneurship and the SME sector, because the diversification of economic activity and employment is a very important priority for all Central Asian countries. It is necessary to create the conditions for new sectors, new types of economic activity, and new firms. We are completing the first stage of our work to improve the legal environment for business. In March next year, we will discuss our assessments of all Central Asian countries, and we will determine 2 to 3 priorities for further work together with each government.
The 28th issue of Armenia Tourism magazine is dedicated to the 28th anniversary of Kazakhstan's independence. Chief editor Ruben Pashinyan arrived in Kazakhstan to write the articles. Armenian travelers can find important information about the life, history, culture, visual arts, and national cuisine of Kazakhs in the 120-page magazine. The issue will be available in digital format. An image video about Kazakhstan can be accessed using a QR code scan in a special application. The circulation of the magazine reaches more than 400 locations in Armenia.
Мы влюбились в эту страну всем нашим коллективом. Уже все отзывы.
Our team liked your country very much. We often hear the saying, if there would be an opportunity to visit Kazakhstan. Everyone is looking forward to seeing the magnificent sights of the country. Kazakhstan has a lot to offer to tourists. The locals are friendly. Young people have a special respect for the elderly. It can be seen that they also love their homeland. Of course, we admired all this very much. We have a good impression on the country.
Отношение к своей стране. Это все не может не влюблять в себя.
Это журнал.
This magazine serves as a telegraph post about Kazakhstan. In some countries, tourism accounts for a third of its revenues. Kazakhstan is still behind in terms of this indicator. However, as a result of the tourism potential promotion, the revenues of this industry can make 8% of the GDP in the next 8 to 10 years. Young and creative teams have presented a bright program dedicated to the Independence Day in Kazakhstan. The concert featured patriotic songs in Kazakh, Russian and English languages. Participants also performed ethnic dances of people living in Kazakhstan. Jazz Sarbaz and Nomad children's dance groups have shared their creative achievements with the public. Vocal and dance performances have become the true gifts for the Independence Day. I am a member of Jazz Sarbaz choir. We have chosen different songs for today's concert. One of them is patriotic, another one is an English song. The independence presents great opportunities. The Independence Day is a very important holiday in our country. This year, we, members of Sarbaz, have decided to prepare a concert for you, which shows how children perceive the independence. We will dance and sing, showing off all our talents. Yerjan Maxim performed at Winter 2019, the International Children's Festival, which has become one of the brightest shows of the year. The event took place in the capital city of Azerbaijan. The 20 best young singers from 26 countries, including Turkey, Ukraine, Georgia, France, and the United Kingdom, performed on the stage in Baku. Each participant was awarded with diplomas and memorable gifts. Yerjan performed All By Myself song, which captivated the public. I am very glad that I arrived in Baku. This country is close to my heart because my favorite singer, Muslim Magomayev, was born here. The festival organizers invited me nearly a month ago. I am glad that I came here. I have made many friends. I got acquainted with creative work of other performers. I loved it. Famous bicycle traveler Talgat Jumabekov started his journey in Alaska to reach America through Canada. Having arrived in Washington, D.C., he took part in a celebration of Independence Day of Kazakhstan. Talgat began his bicycle trips around the world in November 2015. Since then, he has been to Europe, Asia and Africa. Talgat dedicated his travel in 25 countries to Kazakhstan. Wherever he goes, he carries a sky blue flag of Kazakhstan waving on his bicycle.
Я велопутешественник из Казахстана. Проехал от Аляски через Канаду. Вот сейчас я нахожусь уже в Америке. Во второй половине.
I traveled from Alaska to America through Canada. I would like to congratulate you on Independence Day and wish you all the best. I wish that Kazakhstan will have only peace, prosperity and harmony. And I want every home to be full of laughter, joy and happiness.
Спокойствие, благополучие. И чтобы в каждом доме были улыбки, радость, счастье.